It's chaos, and we don't need that kind of chaos. We need leadership.
Your tweet about Yamiche Alcindor, and you wrote, "You go, girl, pathetic when insecure men can't stomach strong black women." Brief comment?
Andrea, the only thing I might add to that is maybe I should have just said strong women, because he has a particular problem, it seems, with black women. But I think, as was pointed out in your earlier segment, it's a problem that applies to women with strong personalities and a willingness to stand up for themselves and their beliefs across the board. It's a sad thing. It's a reflection of one's own insecurity. It's not a reflection of the talent or the capacities of the women we're talking about. And I hope very much that we can move beyond that. It's so unbecoming in the context of a national crisis for the president to lash out at individuals, whether the governor of Michigan or the Speaker of the House or a reporter who asks a very fair, tough question. So, as I said, for us to get through this maximally, it's going to require each of us as citizens to do our parts. Thank God for the governors and the mayors and those who are stepping up and taking this crisis as seriously as it deserves to be taken. But at the end of the day, there isn't a substitute for leadership coming out of the White House. The White House needs to be stepping in, prioritizing the procurement, the federal procurement of masks, of tests, of PPE, of ventilators, and distributing them on a rational basis. They can't have states competing against each other, states competing against the federal government. It's chaos, and we don't need that kind of chaos. We need leadership. It's worse, frankly, than it needed to be, given lack of preparedness, given a lack of focus, given downplaying of the threat, a lost 2 months where the administration didn't take the time that we could have utilized to put in place the mechanism so that we had the masks, we had the ventilators, we had the tests, and now we're playing catch up. But it didn't need to be this bad. When the president of the United States gleefully says on Sunday that we will have done a very good job if we can limit the deaths in the United States to 100 to 200,000 people, I'm not sure what circle of hell one has to be in for that to be a very good outcome. It's a tragic, terrible outcome. And now Ambassador Deborah Birx, the White House coordinator, is saying that's the best case scenario if we all do our utmost. So this is a challenge that we have first and foremost here in the United States, but it's also a global challenge. It's going to require all of us to do our parts, from social distancing to supporting our healthcare workers and our first responders. And it's going to require presidential leadership of a sort we've not yet ever seen from Donald Trump.